G'day fellas. Welcome to a casted game between FitzBro and RiotCoke, aka a RiotCoke Smurf, in the Blind Civ series. Now, you guys might be wondering, Blind Civ series, what the heck is that? And how the heck does that work? Well, if you're unfamiliar with the series, the way it works is this. Each player picks a civilization that is blind to their opponent. They have no idea what their opponent is going to be picking, and as a result, they can only really make a decision based upon the map that they are being assigned. So they know the map before they begin, but they don't know the civilization of their opponent. So we've got FitzBro, who's decided to play the Haudenosaunee, and RiotCoke, who's decided to play the Chinese. Now, each civilization is a different point value. The points work a little bit differently. So you see in the top right-hand corner of my screen, each player is currently on 0 points. So assuming that FitzBro wins this game, he's going to get 3 points. And assuming that RiotCoke wins this game, he's also going to get 3 points because China and the Haudenosaunee are both 3-point civilizations. Other civilizations include the Ottomans, the Russians, the Incan, the Aztec, and the Lakota. These guys are all worth 3 points. Civilizations that are worth 2 points are civilizations like Spain, the Swedish, the Portuguese, the British, and the Dutch. These civilizations are more popular. They're considered to be better civilizations in the current meta by the community, and as a result, it means that they're less points. But now we've got a bit of a situation unfolding right now in the middle of the map because FitzBro's attempting to put down a trading post, and RiotCoke is absolutely having none of it. RiotCoke getting some critical hits over there. His Explorer, we can see Skirmisher 1380, and the Disciple is putting out some damage onto Mr. Sharp Knife from FitzBro. So keep in mind, with this series, it is the first to 11 points. So that means 3 wins with a 3-point civilization, and a win with a 2-point. Lots of different ways that you can do it. You could go 6 wins with a 2-point civilization if you really wanted to. So we've got a lot of recorded games. We've got a whole bunch in there. I'm not sure how many points or how many games there are in total because often I do get sent dummy games. So we'll have to see how it works out, how it unfolds. FitzBro now moving back with his tail between his legs. I mean, he doesn't actually have a tail, but I'm sure he's got some sort of thing between. Oh my God, Drongo, what are you saying? Drongo, what are you saying, you crazy cat? He's back to the pavilion. All right, he's heading back to his town center. He shouldn't have been out there, but unfortunately he is. So grabbing that middle trading post, so to me indicates that he wants to sort of take his in-base trading post as well, and getting that get that next pass that he can. We'll take a look at his villagers, or at his deck. We've got 1v1 land is the name of the deck. We've got big cards in here, like the conservative tactics, as well as new ways. Now, we don't have infantry attack. We've got infantry hit points, but no infantry attack. So, curious to see 600 wood, 600 coin, and the 800 resource crates, as well as 4 cards in the 4th age, including 7 Kanya horsemen. So, other than that, we've got the 9 tomahawks, 8 forest prowlers, as well as the 5 cuirassiers. So a pretty standard deck. The only thing I would say it's really omitting is that that infantry attack, which you definitely do want as the Haudenosaunee, because that extra 15% attack on your forest prowlers is going to be very impressive towards the mid-game. So we take a look at RiotCoke, see what he's up to. He's gone with a double village opening, overgathering ever so slightly, 9 wood. Moving back now with 2 cows. He's got Daisy here and H. Daisy and H. That's what we'll go with. 2 beautiful cow names. Moving now towards the north of the map, where he's going to pick up a 60 XP treasure. It looks like definitely moving with intent. We take a look back at FitzBro, see what he's aging up with. He's got the chief that's in queue now for him, doing a little bit of herding as well. So really good timing on herding. So one of the things that I talk about when you're herding, you want to avoid herding until your transition period. And now that FitzBro is transitioning into the 2nd age, it's an appropriate time for him to begin herding. So herding the hunts from the north of the map down towards the south, even though that he's got these south maps. So what I can expect from FitzBro is that he's going to be taking these hunts from the north, bringing them in, herding them, eating them, and then expanding down to the south in this continued southerly direction. Think of it as like a weather chart. In the southerly direction, he's going to be moving down here with the wind. With the wind, he'll be going down there. And that's the way that he's playing it. So otherwise, if he was to bring in these hunts down here from the south, right, and he brings them into his base, well, now he can expand up to the north where he'll have hunts. But you look up to the north, there's just not as many resources as there are down towards the south. So, you really got to make that decision. We take a look back over at RiotCoke, see what he's up to. RiotCoke with the Summer Palace in queue. He's got 4 villagers on that, so getting it up as quickly as he can. The 2 cows are now being fattened on the village, so not a bad idea at all. 3 villagers for RiotCoke. Moving over towards this silver mine. We take a look at RiotCoke. We see he's doing his own herding as well. So the first villager herding in this hunt from the north. Second villager towards the south. And a third villager that's herded in the pronghorn over from the west of the base. So RiotCoke doing a great job. Not a lot of information has been scouted out for RiotCoke just yet. Aging up as the first player at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Let's take a look at his deck. See what he sends in. His deck is called Beginner. And it's no surprise RiotCoke is considered by many to be a beginner. But even more, consider him to be a technical god. And that's what we're going to be seeing today. So it looks like we might be seeing a fast fortress coming out of RiotCoke. He's got everything that he needs, all the tools that he needs, especially even a fast industrial. We've got some big cards in here in the fourth age rather. And now going to be collecting those food crates rather. And continuing to herd in his hunts. I mean, these hunts don't look like they've moved a whole lot, but that's okay. He's got villagers out there, and that's what matters. Beginning to scout out the remainder of the map. We'll take a look over at FitzBro, see what he's up to. He's going up with the 5 villagers as the first card. He looks like he's housed himself a little bit here. FitzBro, oh no. So one of the things that you need to do when you're playing the Haudenosaunee, you got to queue a whole bunch of villagers before you send your 5 villagers. But it looks like FitzBro's just bought 100 wood and now going to be building up that house. So FitzBro making a little bit of a macro error, but that's okay. He's got his villagers now back in queue. Only going to cost him, probably shouldn't cost him too much time, but we've actually got a raid coming in right now from Canushal Bear. Canushal Bear, thank you very much joining us with your party of 69. Nice. Nice. Thank you very much, Noosh. Welcome over, guys. We're casting a series right now. This is part of the Blind Civ series over on EGCTV. We are watching FitzBro up against a RiotCoke Smurf. This hasn't been confirmed to be RiotCoke just yet. We just think it might be RiotCoke. We're not sure. I'm just kidding. We know that it's RiotCoke because he is taking part in this show match, part of the Blind Civ series. If you're not familiar with how the Blind Civ series works, it's the first to 11 points. Now, each civilization has got a different point value depending on its perceived position within the meta, as well as how popular the civilization is. We've now got RiotCoke going up with the porcelain tower. Only 5 villagers on it, or rather, only 4 villagers on it. So I would call this a significant mistake from RiotCoke. Ideally, he wants to have 8 villagers on this porcelain tower, because the porcelain tower, when it gets up, it's going to be generating resources. So it actually works out better for you to be having this porcelain tower up immediately, like as quickly as you can. It's actually going to generate more resources in the time that you spend getting it up and having it up early. And then you're able to have your villagers back working sooner, but now grabbing that 700 wood behind here. So this is a very, we don't really see a lot of the porcelain tower. We've more seen the Confucian Academy recently. So it's good to see that he's focusing a bit more on the economy, but now RiotCoke doing his best to micro out, and one disciple going down, 2 of them losing a lot of health. And did you hear that little ding sound? It sounded like a bell. That, my friend, was a sharp knife being turned into a disciple himself. So one of the disciples did go down, but he was turned into a disciple. So this one here, the high HP. So I don't know what the percentage is for that to actually happen. I think it's quite low, maybe 25% chance. So a pretty decent odds there for RiotCoke to be pulling out in this show match, that's for sure. So porcelain tower almost up now, going to be up before 8 minutes. We take a look at FitzBro. FitzBro also going up as well. So going up with the messenger, extra fast. He's now going to be dropping down, I expect, a corral. We're going to see drop down maybe right here, maybe over here. Maybe even towards the front. We'll take a look and see where it is. Is it right here? Yeah, it's right there. So he's got the 6 Kanya horsemen on the way. Plenty of housing population as well. So he's got the 4 houses now over towards the southeast of the base. Corral going to be going down. So I do expect we're going to be seeing some musket riders from him, as well as some forest prowlers. Now, overgathering a little bit of food at the moment. I want to see that fixed up by FitzBro. It looks like he's definitely fixing up his macro, actually. Impressive stuff from him. So realizing that he's overgathered quite a bit. Probably needs a couple of villagers chopping on his wood as well, but gonna be losing this trading post undoubtedly. 6 Kanya horsemen almost here. We'll take a look back at FitzBro. We'll see what RiotCoke, see what he's up to. But oh my lord, you guys know what RiotCoke is up to. He is doing his cheeky stuff that he's always up to. He's going for a fast industrial, sending 1,000 coin now on the way. So deciding to drop down a trading post with his villager. So opting to do that with the villager instead of with Skirmisher 1380, the explorer for him. So one of the things with the trading post, the sooner you can get this up, the better. So RiotCoke decided instead of going for a one village, one trading post opening, he would go for 2 villages instead of a trading post. And we noticed that. So even though RiotCoke aged up, I don't think he had the shipment available to send the 1,000 coin immediately, because he did send that 700 wood. And that wood did buy him a lot of infrastructure, but at the same time, it didn't buy him any real age up speed. So now that 1,000 coin going to be coming in. FitzBro doing his best to try and get some idling in. We see 6 villagers back here going to be gathering up that food. We take a look at the porcelain tower. It is on food as well. RiotCoke knows the importance of getting this up, this age up in queue immediately, so that FitzBro is going to be having a difficult time to deal with him. I suspect that he's going to be going up with the Confucian Academy, but I have been wrong before about that, so we'll take a look and we'll see what he gets up to. Probably dropping that Confucian Academy down somewhere safe, potentially down back here. I think would be the best spot for it. I'd want to see 8 villagers on it, so we'll take a look and see what he does. I don't think there's any real other options. He's now got enough food and coin to be aging up to the 4th age. Is he going to be dropping it down? RiotCoke, where are you at? Wake up, RiotCoke. And now we see the villagers coming out, moving across, and Confucian Academy is now going down. So it's going to be shipping in 12 arquebuses, and going to be buying him a lot of resources here, because we're going to have the porcelain tower, which is generating free resources, kind of like a torp does or like a shrine does. We're going to have the summer palace, which is making batches for free, and then we're going to have the Confucian Academy, which is going to be generating flying crows for free. So RiotCoke definitely going to be in a great position if he's able to get up to the 4th age without too much of a hitch. We take a look at FitzBro. FitzBro just hanging out in the middle of the map, not really committing at this stage to any way. Musket riders out, so 11 musket riders now for FitzBro. FitzBro beginning to pick off units of RiotCoke. We see him taking out the disciples on the back line, focusing down each of the individual disciples. Now beginning to move forward, a significant mass for FitzBro at this point. Explorer also coming in. We've got Sharp Knife on 819 HP despite dying in the early game. And FitzBro macro looking pretty decent at this point, I would say. So his first coin mine has been dropped down. He's going to go be expanding towards the south. We talked about this earlier. His expansion plans could be forecasted by his decision to herd in the north hunts instead of to herd in the south hunts. Not a significant mass of forest prowlers, and FitzBro really just playing it passively. He doesn't know what RiotCoke is up to, but I can assume that FitzBro is assuming that there's a fast industrial happening, just because normally by this time, about 11 minutes, China's death ball should be rolling. It should be rolling down your hill like a big snowball would at a mountain in a windy zone. But we're gonna have that age 4 coming any second. There it is, that age 4 now being reached. Industrial age, and FitzBro moving in with this timing attack. RiotCoke's got to be careful, looking like he's going to be losing 1 villager. 2nd villager going to be going down. 3rd villager also going down. 4th villager, RiotCoke losing 4 villagers now. Potential 5th villager manages to stay alive. And RiotCoke now beginning to push back the army of Fitz, but he needs to be careful because that is a lot of Kanya horsemen. 6 Kanya horsemen backed up by 15 elite musket riders. And FitzBro putting RiotCoke in the corner, that is for sure. We've got intervention looking like it might have been called. The British consulate, as well as double batches of sentries, as well as the regulars being called. And a pretty decent mass right now for RiotCoke. We'll take a look and see if he's got any shipments that he could potentially be sending from the home city. Nothing that he's sent in just yet. Just that intervention shipment. Trying to get him up. And give him a little bit more leverage. Another villager going down. So I think that might be the 5th villager for RiotCoke going down. So huge amount of villagers already going down early. In addition to that, we've got Nikius gifting a tier 1 sub over to Edho. So thank you very much, Nikius. Welcome, Edho. Hope you're having a good time enjoying the stream, fellas. Thank you once again, Nikius. It's great to see that support is coming out. People enjoying these show matches. FitzBro definitely doing some work right now, that's for sure. And definitely, I would say at this point, despite RiotCoke being in the 4th age, FitzBro's got the advantage. The reason why, FitzBro can push. He can press his advantage right now. He can force RiotCoke to be idle. He can pick off villagers, and he can definitely sort of choose when he wants to fight and choose when he wants to back. RiotCoke now moving up his Explorer in cover mode, and now moving it back into normal mode. Explorer almost going down, less than 400 hit points now. Another villager going down. Oh no, RiotCoke, careful, careful, RiotCoke, careful. Oh, another villager just managing to almost survive there. Another villager going down. Oh my god, this has become the story of the century. Oh, RiotCoke, you got to be careful. 3, count the villagers with me, 4 villagers. I think, did RiotCoke just ring the bell? Is RiotCoke a dirty bell ringer? I think RiotCoke rang the bell. He didn't ring the bell, but that's okay. We'll call him a dirty bell ringer anyway. RiotCoke looking like he's in a difficult position. Now going to be sending in those 17 arc boosters from the home city. Also got a nice shipment of the iron flails, and another villager going down. Oh my lord. FitzBro thinks he's playing the Lakota. He hasn't changed a single thing that he's done. He's just killing villagers like the Lakota love to do, but he's playing the Haudenosaunee. So impressive flexibility from the FitzBro. Up about 3k score now at the moment. So looking really, really good. FitzBro in a great spot. Another village going down to 23 villages at this point. We can do a little bit of a stock take and do a comparison. FitzBro up on 36 villages right now. Looking like he wants to hit the 4th H himself. We have a look. There's no shipments coming in. He does have the option to send in those big resource crates, but he's already sent them in. And now microing back ever so carefully. So FitzBro doing a really nice job of just demonstrating why he is one of these top tier players now. FitzBro now in the top 100 as well. So really demonstrating that he's got the abilities that it requires to be up there in the top 100. Not sure exactly where RiotCoke is at the moment, but I do know that he is considered to be a little bit of a memer. Doesn't always play as serious as other players. And FitzBro donating over his Explorer. He says, you know what? Sharp knife is a little bit too sharp for my liking. Try and blunt him up a little bit. And that's exactly what RiotCoke does. He takes the gimme, takes the 100 XP, and moves towards a little bit closer of his next shipment, up to 113 XP right now. I see Lakasta in the chat saying Fitz forever. Indeed, Fitz forever. We got some fans of FitzBro in the chat. If you're a fan of FitzBro, let me see it in the chat. And at the same time, if you're a fan of RiotCoke, I want to know. I want to know. Let me know. We got Lakota forever in the chat. Wow, wow. That is a lot of support coming out for FitzBro right now. Next shipment almost ready. I hear a villager taking a little bit of damage. Not the first time in the game. That is definitely for sure. Does RiotCoke have any fans? I'm a big fan of RiotCoke. I think he's a great fella. I think he's got a lot of potential when he's not doing his meme builds, and even when he's doing his meme builds, he's not too bad. We'll say that much. He's managing to hold his own against FitzBro right now, and as we know, FitzBro is definitely you know, when it comes to the amateurs, I would say FitzBro is one of the top tier amateurs looking to break through to the professional circuit right now. We've now got 2 flying crows on the way, a third one about to pop out of the Confucian Academy. So impressive stuff right now from RiotCoke. I'd be curious to see whether he's going to be able to close out the game with this push. So he's going to have a push of 3 flying crows, a really decent mass here as well. So 24 arquebuses, 14 redcoats, 2 flying crows arriving. We'll take a look at FitzBro. How is FitzBro going to stop this? You know how FitzBro is going to stop it? He's age 4, my friends. Going up with the warrior. Going to be able to send the 4 light cannons when he arrives. So what I'd love to see out of FitzBro, dropping down an artillery foundry when you age up, and then getting the upgrade for your light cannons, and then sending your 4 light cannons from the home city. That way, because you're going up with a warrior, so you get those extra light cannons. So you can see he's got 2 light cannons. So I want to see that he gets the champion upgrade straight away. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Sending in that war hut as well. So FitzBro looking absolutely awesome at this point. And let's take a look and see what he does with this Travar, whether he's going to be putting it down as... It looks like he's going for a war hut. Okay, so he's going to go for a war hut instead of for that artillery foundry. Hasn't sent in anything just yet. Now with the light cannon, so got to be careful. These light cannons looking like they might get picked up now. FitzBro, be careful. FitzBro, not like this step, brother. Not like this step, FitzBro. The first light cannon looks like it's going to be able to get some shots back on the flying crow. Is this going to take out a flying crow? I think he's... Oh, he manages to take out both of them in time. Getting some shots on the back line. The first flying crow going down, second flying crow, and the third flying crow going to get some shots off onto the forest prowlers, doing some absolute damage, really bringing that mass down from the critical point that it was. It was sitting at about 30 forest prowlers, but FitzBro being taken down now to 18 forest prowlers. Fireworks looking absolutely beautiful. And we see what FitzBro is up to, whether we see that 16 tomahawks or whether we look at something like an infinite 1500 resource crate shipment. FitzBro now getting pushed up into the corner, moving towards the edge of the map, and now we've got the 4 light cannons coming in. So this really could have been a critical mass for FitzBro. If he'd gone, say, the 4 light cannons a little bit earlier, sent his light cannons up here, 6 light cannons, and transitioned this into an artillery foundry, he could have 6, you know, fully upgraded light cannons. And what does China even do against that? We take a look at the scores, we see just how even they are. FitzBro pulling ahead about 1,000 resources, but at this point in the game, 1,000 resources is, you know, it's barely an inch. It is a very small amount. So FitzBro looking quite decent now. 14 Musket Riders going to be protecting him from Cav. The 17 Champion Forest Prowlers. And oh my god, it's a Cav switch. FitzBro now training 5 Kanya Horsemen. Also got the 7 on the way. So I'd love to see him upgrade the Kanya Horsemen. Potentially getting an elite upgrade and maybe even a champion upgrade as well. Really get some HP out onto this and maybe reviving up this Explorer. This Explorer now on 1200 HP. So this Explorer needs to get up and start empowering the units that are around it. We take a look over at RiotCoke, see what he's up to. 8 Meteor Hammers coming in. 8 meteor hammers is going to be a nice shipment, but I think that FitzBro is going to be able to deal with it. We see that FitzBro is getting that elite Kanya horse upgrade, so it's almost like FitzBro's listening to me live on stream. Now, keep in mind, these are replays that we're casting from. It's not that FitzBro is listening to me. It's just that, you know, FitzBro is on the money. He's doing quite well. Now training up 2 batches of Forest Prowlers. And continuing villager production. We do a quick stock take. We see 39 villagers up against the 33 of RiotCoke. Now, keep in mind, even though Riot's got 33 to 39 villagers, he's got the Porcelain Tower, which is 8 villagers, so 41. And now we've got some shots going up on the north. The light cannons opening up. Looks like we might have some step bros that are stuck. No, they're not stuck. And now the Disciplined Meteor Hammer moving in, trying to do their best to connect with the light cannons. It looks like they're going to get the first one down. Let's see if they can get the second one down before they all get taken out. It looks like they're really going in for the dive here. Second light cannon looks like it's going to be going down. Does he get a third one? I think there's only... How many light cannons are there right there? I think there's 2 light cannons that remain. So 2 light cannons that remain. He really needs to be focusing down these flying crows on the back line, doing his best. But a 3rd light cannon going down now for FitzBro. That 4th light cannon is all that remains. He needs to be focusing that down. We can see the range on them. He needs to move it up just ever so slightly. And beautiful shot now for FitzBro. Focusing down that flying crow. Let's see one more shot there. Oh, I think it's been taken down. I think it was focused down by the redcoats, unfortunately. So that flying crow is going to survive for the moment. But now we've got the Kanya horsemen, which are going to deal with it very expeditiously. They're going to deal with it very quickly. We'll say that much. And you hear that beautiful sounder coming out from the native warriors of FitzBro. FitzBro doing a great job of cleaning up this army from RiotCoke. Scores evening up a little bit, about a 1k score lead at this point. The Honored Arquebuser are still going to be able to hold for RiotCoke at this point. Managing to dwindle down the mass of cavalry. We've got 2 Kanya horsemen that remain, 3 Kanya horsemen that remain. Apologies, my counting never been the best. And RiotCoke managing to walk away with just a handful of Arquebusers now. And we see that FitzBro's got incredible map control at this point. So heading down to the south as well, up at the north, FitzBro gathering in the middle. He's just absolutely everywhere at this point. FitzBro is absolutely everywhere. Now finally regenerating that Explorer. Let's see if he gets a crack shot off. Go on, do it, FitzBro. Do it, FitzBro. Get that crack shot off. He gets down on his knee. He takes the shot and he takes out all the Arquebuser. Look at that. He takes out like 2 Arquebusers. Drops them all down to really, really low health. Another villager going down for RiotCoke. A 2nd villager as well. Not the first time it would be happening. And that is some impressive stuff. I can see that we've got some suggestions in the chat. As adjectives, the difference between expedient and expeditious is that expedient is simple, easy, or quick, convenient, while expeditious is fast, prompt, and speedy. Thank you very much, Lois versus Life. Great to hear those tips on the fly. Impressive stuff, mate. I love your knowledge of the English language and your ability to use it and utilize it, manipulate it in ways that have never before been seen. So great stuff. We've now got the Rattan Shields coming in for RiotCoke. He's looking to move in, close in on this army. Decent mass here from FitzBro, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I suspect that the Rattan Shields are going to be able to overcome the mass from FitzBro. Now, keep in mind, FitzBro's only got veteran cuirassiers. These guys don't shadow tech up to the 4th age here, so they're going to get completely overrun by the Rattan Shields. Rattan Shields now getting on top. FitzBro looking like he's in a bit of a difficult position. We see the Rattan Shields just absolutely cleaning up now. One of the best things about China are these Rattan Shields. These Rattan Shields are just absolute monsters. And we see another flying crow coming in from the left-hand side. FitzBro attempting to get in on top of it. Is he going to be able to take this out? I suspect he might actually be able to take this out. FitzBro, no, don't do it dirty like that. FitzBro taking out the flying crow, with the flying crow only taking 1 shot out. So a little bit of miss micro there from RiotCoke. He should have been able to pick that up. But look how many Rattan Shields remain. How many Rattan Shields is that? That's 16 Rattan Shields. That's a huge amount of Rattan Shields that remain. The shipment is only, how many shipments? It's 26 Rattan Shields for, I think it's 1,000 coin. I'd have to double check, but I think it's 1,000 coin. I know there's an infinite Rattan Shield as well, but it doesn't look like it's been included in this deck. Rattan Shields really demonstrating why they are just such a dominant shipment. Impressive stuff to see out of RiotCoke. We take a look at the tags for the Rattan Shield. So they are hand infantry, shock infantry, native warriors, and land military. So being a shock infantry means that they are subject to extra damage from pikemen or from dragoon units. Now they continue to move down. So think of them as like coyote runners. Think of them as like kind of like pseudo hussars. Think of them as like Cossacks, basically. but just without the horses. So they just run very fast. Don't they have such cool animations the way that they attack? Villagers now getting caught up. FitzBro going to be losing a couple villagers here. 3 villagers going down for FitzBro. 1, 2, 3. 4th and 5th going to be going down. 6th villager over here. 7th potentially. 7th villager going to be going down along with the 8th villager. The 8th villager managing to go down. 9th villager escaping. FitzBro. Where's their army, FitzBro? Holy moly, look at the score difference right now. RiotCoke pulling ahead by about 5k. A huge score lead for RiotCoke. So really that rat and shield shipment just demonstrating why it's considered so strong. And FitzBro in a bit of a difficult spot. He's got that second town center up, and after losing that many villagers, it's a complicated situation for him, because he's definitely, when it comes to economy, going to be able to scale better than his opponent, but he's got to deal with the here and the now. The here and the now, my friends, is that there's rat and shields out on the field, and he's going to have to deal with this. We'll speed it up ever so slightly. We'll take a look. There's a bit of a scuffle at the north of the map. A villager going to be going down as well. We're going to be watching this. We see that still, despite RiotCoke not having the best herding throughout the game, he's still got relatively safe hunts. Hunts on his side of the map. Hunts that are, I would consider safe. Looks like a couple more forest prowlers coming down from the north. Going to be cleaned up by the rat and shields. And a huge mass beginning to build for RiotCoke. So we've got, how many Changdaos is that? That's 33 Changdaos, 21 Arquebuses. So really just going all out. These are honored Changdaos as well. So the disciplined rat and shields are going to be able to pick up these forest prowlers for free. More forest prowlers beginning to build up. We take a look at FitzBro. We see the mass for FitzBro. FitzBro, you're picking fights right there. I don't know if you want to be fighting those fights. More Tomahawks coming out. So this is from the 16 Tomahawk shipment from the home city in Age 4. More villagers down to the south. RiotCoke needs to be careful of these. And Tomahawk's doing a great job of keeping back these rat and shields. These rat and shields are going to be difficult to deal with, but the Tomahawks have got that 2.5 bonus against them. So dealing 14 with a 2.5 bonus. And now we've got some problems, because the next, that's twice now. 2 times in a row, a single, I was going to say flaming arrow, a single flying crow has gone down to just 2 Kanya horsemen. Kanya horsemen obviously having a bonus against artillery. So we're starting to see that, you know, despite there being a score lead, I feel like FitzBro's is still in this one. It's a bit of a tough game for him though. More forest prowlers coming out. He's definitely got map control at this point, and he's just really got to exploit it. I feel like he's attacking the wrong angle right now. He's doing his best to micro back. More villagers now getting caught up at the south of the map. Needs to bring these units down here and do his best to try and stop them. He's got the elite musket riders now taking out the disciplined meteor hammers of RiotCoke. RiotCoke in a good spot. A huge amount of Changdao in here, but he's got them grouped up with his explorer and with the musket. So the muskets are only on 4 speed. So these Changdaos are going to move very slowly. Finally, another flying crow being pushed out ever so slowly. Another flying crow is just absolutely beautiful. Look at the way they come out. A second flying crow. That to me indicates we've had a 2 flying crow shipment sent through. The infinite 2 flying crow. First rocket going to be hitting the back line of FitzBro. Second rocket going to be hitting nothing. It blew up, and it unfortunately killed all the members of the semi-FF gang. These two here, you can actually see Kaiser Klein and Canuchel Bear pushing each of these flying crows. Members of the semi-FF gang. Maybe the semi-FI gang. I feel like this is kind of like semi-FI gang, really. FitzBro managing to close the score. 2k score difference right now. FitzBro picking a fight with some of the locals, the Outlaw Riders. He said, you know what? Outlaw Riders have always been a problem for me. And now I've finally got the military mass where I'm in a position to take them out. That's exactly what he does. Except for these 2. Leaves these 2. Tribal Marketplace now going to be going down. And RiotCoke doing the same thing. Both players having issues with the locals, with the natives, and focusing their efforts on ridding them of this plane. FitzBro now positioning himself quite decently, I would say. He just needs to be careful. Like ideally from FitzBro, I want to see more. I want to see more of the what are they called? You know the big boys? What are they called? These guys, light cannons. No, not those guys. These guys. I want to see more light cannons from FitzBro, but we don't actually see any arsenal or any artillery foundry rather coming down at all. We've got a bit of a curious wall on the back line here, Fitz. I'm not sure exactly what that's about. But yeah, no artillery foundry at all coming down for FitzBro just yet, and RiotCoke picking up that treasure. I'm a little bit stunned. I can't believe he did it. I didn't think that he was going to go for it, but 320 XP going over the way of RiotCoke. I mean, at this point in the game, 320 XP is like, what, 1/5 of a shipment, so it's not a huge deal compared to the early game, and FitzBro got to be careful losing 2 villagers. Probably going to be losing a whole bunch more because this town center is going to be going down, and FitzBro on the back. FitzBro lurking, coming in from the north now. FitzBro doesn't have his attack dance up yet, but we're at 26 minutes. I feel like it's probably a good point for him to be doing it. And RiotCoke needs to be careful. Moving forward with the Changdao. Changdao moving to cover the Flying Crow and doing a great job. Much better than he previously did on protecting these units. Also sending in 2 Infinite Flying Crows once again from the home city. The 2 Flying Crow really going to be able to complement this army quite well. Chasing back those Carnia Horsemen, but he's got to be careful. He moves, if he ships in these Flying Crows, yeah, okay. Did he cancel it? I think he canceled it and sent something else in and sent Changdao in. And that's definitely the wise choice. He just would have lost those if they had come out. And so one of the things to note is that when it comes to RiotCoke's positioning on his rice paddies, they should be under his town center, but they're not. They're in a bit of an awkward spot. RiotCoke almost losing a couple of villages down towards the south, but managing to pull that one out very favorably for him, not managing to lose any villages. And now I say that, but look, RiotCoke's going to be losing 8 villages down here to the south. So 5 on the first batch of trees, 3 on the second batch. And we've still got this beaver whose pelts are worth 30 coin just hanging out over here. No player opting to pick this one up. Also another beaver up here. Do we have any more beavers around the map? No other beavers around the map. Just some dead villagers. Managing to make it to the town center. Actually, I say that, but it was a village. And no one made it to the village. RiotCoke's got to be careful. I feel like at this point, RiotCoke he's definitely in the driver's seat, but he's pushing forward in a way that like it is an important thing, but he's got to be careful because FitzBro can clean this up so easily. There is almost no anti-cavalry right here. And FitzBro's got a lot of cavalry. We see that. He's got the champion Carnia Horseman, 40 damage on these bad boys, 420 HP, not including the Explorer. FitzBro coming in to do a bit more idling as well. We see a Flying Crow going down. I was almost looking at that saying, what is that on the ground? That was a Flying Crow. He's just doing a bit of a starfish. Changdao's now looking to group up with the Arc Boosters. So we've got 23 Changdao's now. So a decent mass, as well as some Redcoats. Keep in mind, these are industrial age Redcoats. So quite decent statistics. Plenty of ability to, or plenty of HP. Plenty of anti-cavalry ability. That's the word I was looking for. FitzBro almost looking like he wants to do a bit of a base trade, but to be quite honest, a base trade against a China player with this many Flying Crows is probably not a good idea. They're going to be burning down your base very, very quickly. FitzBro in a bit of an awkward spot. I would love to see FitzBro putting down that community plaza, potentially doing an attack dance ceremony. We'll take a look at FitzBro. We'll see what he's up to. Sending in that infantry combat. FitzBro, you got to be careful. I wouldn't be fighting until you send that in. We've got a lot of villages down here to the south. We're going to be getting 13 villages on a fire pit right now. Now moving forward, FitzBro kiting backwards with his forest prowlers, and just, oh my god, look at the damage that's going off right there. Look how low all of these forest prowlers are. Another shot going off, taking them back, and a huge amount of Carnia Horsemen. And look at the Iro War Chief moving in, the Haudenosaunee War Chief. And RiotCoke, what are you doing? RiotCoke, those aren't your Changdaos, those are your Arc Boosters. RiotCoke just donating a whole handful of Arc Boosters over to FitzBro. FitzBro absolutely cleaning this up. Exactly what we suspected. FitzBro really putting on a clinic right now on how to micro. RiotCoke not really doing the best. So, look, we did suspect it might be RiotCoke. It could be a RiotCoke Smurf, and it definitely looks like it might be a RiotCoke Smurf because I don't think RiotCoke would have made that same mistake in that position. So, FitzBro definitely looking quite strong. We still see the raids going on from FitzBro. So toxic. So toxic. People often talk about the pull trick being toxic. You know what's toxic? These types of raids, FitzBro. This is toxic stuff. Really well played from FitzBro at this point, cleaning up that army, and we see the score swing in favor of FitzBro now. A 3k score swing. We take a look over at RiotCoke. We see what he's up to. He's still got these rice paddies out here, a couple of villages out on the map. More up to the north as well, but no real army for him. No shipments other than the 2 Flying Crows that are coming in, but they're going to be very easily cleaned up by the FitzBro. Oh my god, that cavalry. Look at it. Kind of looks like, you know when your computer freezes and you move a window around and it creates that sort of jagged, not jagged look, but it creates that look where all of the single window looks like there's a billion windows. It was kind of like that. All the cavalry were sort of running in tandem. RiotCoke trying his best to do a bit of Mito quick walling, but not going to be able to pick those up. And I think that's the game being called right there. RiotCoke throwing in the towel. FitzBro with the victory. Very well played over to FitzBro. We take a look at the post game now. Let's take a look at that military unit population. Incredible stuff. Look at that last fight. Just you just see the difference. You just see the difference. All resources gathered. Both players relatively even. FitzBro slightly ahead. Keep in mind that the entire time RiotCoke has got those big wonders working for him.